QSR Media recently caught up with industry trailblazer Domino's Pizza and its CEO Don May.
We're joined here today with Don May, CEO Domino's Pizzas. Welcome, Don.
Thank you.
Tell us about your position in the marketplace and what's made you so unique.
Yeah, we're the market leader here in Australia, and our business is in 5 countries. We're the market leader in Australia, the market leader in France, and the market leader in the Netherlands, and number 2 player in New Zealand and Belgium. And our market share in Australia is almost 50% of chain pizza, and about a quarter of all pizza consumed in Australia. And when you talk about independents brought into the mix, I think the key driver for Domino's has been that we've presented just some unique value and innovation in the marketplace that continues to excite customers and has allowed us to continue to grow.
With your success of your iPhone applications and your online ordering, why is this so important to the Domino's Pizza business?
Yeah, digital marketing and digital media and digital platforms are the future for our industry. There's something quite unique about the pizza industry in that most of us make a pizza fresh to order, and that takes time. And one of the things that online and iPhones allow you to do is you're able to place your order in advance in a really novel and unique way that creates a lot of value for the customer, and that's something that's quite exciting for our future customers, and we want to make sure that we're at the forefront of that. Today it's almost 30% of our business in Australia, and we think it's going to be 50% within the next 3 years.
What makes Domino's unique in the marketplace that you operate, and how do you differentiate yourselves in the marketplace?
Our first platform is value. We want to make sure that we have a great product, a great service and a great image around a very sharp price point. And therefore we have to be very efficient, of which we are, and technology helps us in that area, but by and large we continue to look at our business to make sure that we're very efficient. So value is our first platform in those areas. The other thing is we're just very innovative. We've been at the forefront of bringing a lot of very unique ideas to the customer. The fact that you can place an order on an iPhone, that Domino's is offering you a unique lunch product these days in the oven-baked sandwiches. The fact that we've been able to bring out a good choice range, something that every product is under 390 calories and yet really high quality, really high taste, almost gourmet. So they're very unique things, and we continue to innovate, and that's what's helped to keep us the market leader.
What plans do you have for growing the business in the next 12 months?
We play with a lot of different platforms, so we still have about another 100 stores to open in Australia, which we're in amongst of doing, and we've got another 700 stores to open in our European business, so we've got phenomenal growth still ahead of us. But one of the things that we're doing is we're continuing to innovate in those platforms that we have. We just opened up a restaurant in France. So more, when I say a restaurant, something more similar to what you might see at a McDonald's, which is unique to Domino's because our heritage is home-delivered pizza. But in France, where we're the clear market leader, it's something very exciting. And so we're playing and innovating with about 4 or 5 different platforms, of which we hope 1 or 2 of those will come off and help us to continue to grow.
Given the changing landscape of the Australian fast food industry, what are some of the challenges you think you'll have to overcome?
I think one of the biggest challenges for our industry, if you just look specifically at Australia, is the cost of the future labour costs that we're going to have to pay. Award modernisation is a huge burden on the Australian economy and a huge burden on the fast food business, because it's going to wind back the clock to the 70s with penalties on weekends, penalties after 9 o'clock, and unfortunately that's got to be passed on some way or form to the customer, and because ultimately they're just too penalising, and so that's one of the big challenges. The other big challenge will be the hyperinflation of food over the next decade. We've seen a downturn in food, the commodity costs over the last 12 months, but we expect that to escalate again over the next 10 years. So the cost of ingredients are going to skyrocket, largely based on the fact of trying to feed China and India, and the world food baskets. There's not a lot of excess product that's produced, so therefore it's just going to drive up the demand from China and India is going to drive up those cost base. So when you've got your 2 biggest input costs likely to skyrocket over the next 5 to 10 years, they're big challenges for our industry, and And what Domino's is going to do about that is a little bit unique and proprietary, but we think about it all the time, and we do have plans in place and strategies in place to make sure that we can be at the forefront of make sure we can cope with those costs, but they're going to be challenging.
Well, thank you very much, Don. This has been QSR Media.